Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. And this week I got 4 new comics, but I also dipped into the dollar bin for $3 comics, only because I just saw them there and think I'm going to make some sketch covers out of them. But first, the comic shop news. Gregory Graves? I have no idea. Who Gregory Graves is. Let's open this up and see. Star burns bright on comic shop racks. Okay. Starburns presents. I don't know that I've seen any Starburns comic, but I'll read about them a little bit here in Comic Shop News. Oh, and then we've got order forms from Larry Beanworld. I bought that back in the 80s when it was an indie comic, long before Larry Marder was CEO of Image Comics or whatever he is. It's a weird little cartoon magic. The Magic Order. Okay. You know, Comic Shop News tells us what's coming out. Gives us some Spider-Man comic strips. We'll give that a look. And for the first comic of the week, we have Manifest Destiny, issue number 35. It's like Indians and Christianity. I think Lewis and Clark their core of discovery was taken over by some bad guy in it, and they were kicked out of their winter fort. So this issue, we'll have to see what happens to Lewis and Clark, because they're off wandering the woods, I think. I think that's them there. A little MST3K style Lewis and Clark with the woods. Not quite as exciting as a bad movie. And here are guys in the fort who are a bunch of the core of discovery, the men and soldiers who stayed behind with the mutineer. And there's a slave with him who doesn't look like he's having a good time this issue. But yeah, Manifest Destiny. Been going on for a few years now and 35 issues. Good stuff. And here we go with Deadly Class, Love Like Blood, Part 3. Issue number 34, 1988. I just saw there was a sort of trailer for the TV show. They're coming out with a Deadly Class TV show. It's actually being made. There's a trailer for it on Sci-Fi Network. It's weird to see all these characters as people instead of drawings. I don't know. But as I have been enjoying Deadly Class lately, but it still doesn't have the kick it used to have for me, because they've already proved they're not going to kill Marcus, who was the lead character. So despite the fact that he's been fighting this big guy for 2 issues now, he's going to win. You can see him right there. They left us with a cliffhanger with him being drowned, but he's got a stabby thing in his hand. You know what's going to happen. He's not going to get drowned. He's going to stab this guy and win the fight. So the art in this book is just spectacular. Craig, who is this? Remender, Wes Craig. Wes Craig's storytelling and his layouts is just spectacular. He does such a great job with it that it's just so much fun. Like I said, if they didn't fake us out a year ago with Marcus's death, I'd feel a lot more danger in this book, because that was one of the things I always liked about this book, is the sense of danger it had, because these kids at the School for Assassins would, get into trouble and die, but not him. He only gets fake out deaths. So here's a fake out death on the cover, but check out Deadly Class, and hey, we'll be able to watch the TV show soon. Next, we have The Prisoner, issue number 2 from Titan Comics. I very much enjoyed the first issue. It's a continuation, I guess you'd call it, of the 1960s cult series. Peter Milligan, Colin Lorimar. And it's a new prisoner. It takes place in modern day. And in case you don't know the story of the Prisoner TV show, it's supposed to be a James Bond type secret agent was trying to quit his job. He no longer wanted to work for the British government. And this place called The Village, who no one knows who runs The Village, but they take old secret agents there and try to milk them for information. And the whole I don't even know what it was now, 12, 14 episode TV show from the 60s was number 6, I think was the number of the year. I'm not a number, I'm a free man. Tried to escape from the village And it was just a really weird, fun series. And here's our new guy, who was, I guess he's going to do his best to try to escape from the village. Like I said, still nobody. I think they mentioned in the first issue of the village that people know about the village now in the intelligence community, but no one knows who runs it, and they know they kidnap intelligence people and milk them from information and sell it. So, enjoyed the first issue. We'll see the second. And here we go with Love and Rockets, issue number 5, and that's a sour puss on Maggie. That's Maggie, right? You'd think after reading Love and Rockets all these years, I'd know Maggie from Hopi, but that's Maggie. I'm sure of it. I'm 90% sure that's Maggie. Hopi was the more punk rock of the two when they were little. And I think last issue, yeah, that's Hopi right there, right? Maggie and Hopi. They've aged in real time, so they're middle-aged women now. And it's funny because they were separate. This is them in their youth, right? Yeah. They had Hopi had a lot of different haircuts in her youth. But fun stuff. They've been flashing back between current storylines and old storylines in the Jaime Hernandez one. And here's the Gilbert one. Gilbert's got the back cover, which is mostly stars. I don't know. We're gonna have to get Sleepy Reader to critique that particular star pattern. I don't know if Gilberto knows how the Milky Way works either, but we'll have Sleepy Reader tell us that. Where's Beto? Oh, here we go. Here's Beto's work. And his stuff is about this little town of Palomar and its residents. And one of them is a movie star, and other ones have tried to follow in her footsteps being movie stars, and it's just everyday life stuff with them and all sorts of craziness going on. Said if you've never read Love and Rockets, pick up one of the many, many trade paperbacks of it, one of the many, many collected editions, and just read some. The two brothers do it, Gilbert and Jaime Hernandez, and they both do their own stories, and they've been doing their own stories since 1982 or something. When did it start? 81, 82? I don't even know, but for a long time, check out some Love and Rockets. And here's my dollar bin stuff. Here are the tales that will usher you to the haunt of fear. These are reprints from the early 70s. We got Haunt of Fear. We got crime suspense stories. They're only $1. They're, in decent shape, yellowing. They're all on newsprint. But I think I was going to... who did this cover? What's that name there? Oh, Kamen. Jack Kamen, was that his name? Good stuff here. And I think I was going to make my own sketch covers out of these. There's the classic Woody, Wallace Wood clan cover from Shock Suspense Stories. I just picked these up because I want to wrap them and make my own sketch covers, just because, old EC comics are kind of cool, so why not get some early 70s reprints for $1? Finally, we'll give you a look at my background art, which I've got some new big thing up here. This weekend I worked on a painting. And this is it, 18 by 24. You can't quite see the bottom, and there's the bottom. There's the top. And if you go over to my Instagram, you can actually see this in progress, because I posted little videos and stuff showing and photos of this showing this one in progress. So if you're interested in a little behind the scenes in progress stuff on a painting, pop over to my Instagram. I will leave the link below. And you guys all have a good week out there.